Hi guys, welcome to I am your host Noah, and with me forever is Vince.
Forever.
And Ryan.
Is this thing on?
All the way on.
Okay. Oh, hi.
You gotta get on, man. So,
Come on. Woo.
there it is.
Come on, let's kill this thing.
So, we watched a pretty great movie this week.
An influential
Really?
classic, you might say.
Yeah. It was not only like influential, you can see a lot what influenced it.
Well, The Samurai, it was like a French movie from...
The Noble Killer.
Yeah, he wants to, stop his ways, and then he gets double-crossed by his, employers, so...
So this was my first time seeing it, so I've seen not every other thing, but I've seen so many other things rip off or homage.
Yeah.
So that it's almost the originator of it, when...
Yeah, because it wasn't a trope yet.
Yeah.
It was groundbreaking.
Ernest Scared Stupid or Goes to Jail?
One where Ernest can play ball.
Ernest the Killer? He John Woo dedicated this to Martin Scorsese.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because a lot of the religious symbolism was, he was influenced by Mean Streets and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you at home, can you figure out what movie we're talking about? If you haven't guessed already, it's the 1989 classic The Killer.
You should. It says it like right down there. Right there.
There it
You
is.
see the video.
Yeah. We'll get that in editing. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, well, because we did
Yeah.
Hard Boiled, which came out a few years after this.
Yeah, but, it's almost like a sister movie.
Yeah, I feel like Hard Boiled, he upped the ante a bit in it. Like,
Yeah,
It's more of a rough draft, or...
No, they're not. They're completely different movies. But
Yeah.
I just feel like in terms of like action set pieces, like there's a lot of crazy
Yeah.
stuff like in this, but
because Hard Boiled starts with like an insane action.
yeah, and it's like almost every 10 minutes there's like something that's and they're like it's insane, but yeah.
So go back and listen to that whole episode, guys. Get those clicks
yeah,
up.
there's a lot of and also they had to all the guns that they used in this movie were real.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have very strict gun laws in Hong Kong, and so they had to have the guns imported. So, and then obviously they like very strict on set with like how they were used and the squib, because there's a lot of squibs and people
days.
no CG. This is all practical. Like,
Yeah, which makes it why it's such a great movie.
Those poor stuntmen.
Oh yeah, some of them like fucking.
Yeah, some pretty brutal falls.
Some of them eat dirt on this. Like they like
Quite literally. Like that one dude near the end, his job was just to fall off like the steeple.
Oh,
just
yeah.
right into the ground.
Yeah, hitting all those bamboo bars.
That's before. I'm talking the other guy, like once they go outside, like right above the
Oh,
doorway.
yeah, right.
Like
right.
he just jumped, like the camera's there and he's supposed to jump just and
Onto
land
it.
face first.
He did.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Oh.
So, another John Woo classic, written and directed, so it had all the tropes. I tried to write them down and do a numbers count on them, but I lost count.
We got almost all of them in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, between the doves, candles, two guns shooting, dive-in shooting. My handwriting's atrocious, guys, I'm sorry. Slow-mo, all kinds.
those freeze.
That was so
shots.
weird. Like it freezes
weird
as if it's going to go
freezing,
into a transition, or like what you normally see at the end when credits roll. But it only went into transition once, and the rest of it was just like a weird freeze.
Yeah, it's like a freeze frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. That was alright.
I mean, stick around till the end. Maybe we didn't like it.
But yeah, this was the first time he used doves. The doves.
The doves trope.
Yeah. And then he's
Not,
kind of
not since Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder of a cinematic duo.
All right, well, let's get into it. I mean, everyone else should know about it.
Mm.
So it starts off with that church that's constantly under construction.
Yep. No priest, but they do have an altar boy.
Yeah. And that's where Chow Yun-fat gets all of his contracts for people to kill.
But it seems like that was the first time he met him there? Or maybe it was the first time he asked him about it, because...
Yeah, and his best friend is
So former, because it looked like he got like stigmata through the hand.
Yeah, that's right. Something happened to him in the past, so he couldn't hold stuff properly. So he had to only be
he only has
a
he's like
middleman.
a one-handed killer. He says because he
Yeah.
puts the beer in his hand and
And he
then,
can't close his
and then
hand
he
on it.
catches it with the
And then John Woo movie, if you can't hold two guns,
Yeah,
you're
what good are you?
nothing.
Yeah, that guy's actually like a famous. He was more. He hadn't been in a movie since like the 70s or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
he
so
was-
he's somebody.
Yeah, he was in a lot of kung fu movies and old Chinese movies, but the studio didn't really want him because he was so old. Because they were at first John Woo, because John Woo was friends with him. He worked with him on like a bunch of stuff, and I think Chow Yun Fat was friends with him too or something. And the studio like because they wanted him to play the cop, Inspector Lee,
Okay,
but they're like, yeah, he's too old, so.
so
they
make
made
him a bad guy. Make him heavy.
Yeah, they made him
Or a heavy.
his best friend.
Yeah,
Essentially,
true.
I mean, he
It looks
keeps
like an
calling
old-
him
yeah.
that. He's like, he's my best friend.
He's
like,
his only
This
friend.
is not kindergarten. The
Yeah,
guy's a real asshole.
yeah, a little bit. So he gets a job, and he has to go kill some guy to do it.
Very classy with the white scarf,
Yeah, the white scarf
The
and
slick back hair.
slick back black hair.
long trench coat.
Yeah, it was
No fedora though.
no fedora, but you know what? With hair that shiny, I'd keep it showy too. Although I'm not much of a hat man myself. And
Man.
that's where we see the singer for the first time, Jenny.
Who is an actual
Is she?
Chinese pop singer?
Okay. Well, if that was her voice, it was very
Yeah.
beautiful.
It was, yeah.
And that explains how they had that tape of her.
Yeah.
And why she was listening to tapes of herself.
That beautiful neon club.
Yeah, but it was like very sparsely populated
It's
or
just-
patroned.
well, yeah, there was like a mob deal going. There was like a triad deal going on in the back.
Yeah, something was going on in the back. So
Well, originally, John Woo wanted to start it off with Chow Yun Fat's character, who they call Jeffrey, but
Yeah.
I think his real character's name was like Ah Long or something, but for the American Ah Jong, yeah, but for the American version they changed it like on a later release. Anyways,
Okay.
but he was supposed to play the saxophone. He was supposed to play some jazz in the first
Oh,
scene,
sweet.
which I think
Yeah,
they
it did
did
in
in
Hard-Boiled.
Hard Boiled anyways. But the the producer was like, he's like, Chinese people don't like or understand jazz like that. You know?
But he's
John
playing
Woo
that
was
but he's playing that blues harmonica.
yeah, that's
yeah,
right. The blues harmonica
you
instead.
know, he did that instead. So it was supposed to be that, but then they chose her to like start singing.
Yeah, but like I said, she had a beautiful voice.
Yeah, no, she does for sure. Right.
And so what happened? So not John Woo, Chow Yun Fat knocks on that door, and as soon as the guy comes out, it's just like a big bullet bloodbath. It's like,
Yeah, bullet ballet.
yeah,
As you kids these days would equate it to it's a very John Wick-ish scene.
yeah, for sure.
A bit more clumsy.
Yeah, but I would say,
This is the precursor, kids.
yeah, this is 20 years.
It is
20
actually
years.
because they wanted to remake it in the 90s with and at one point Walter Hill was on board to make a remake, an American remake.
It's cool.
I can see
at
that.
some point,
Yeah.
but it never happened. Which is funny because they also used some of music from Red Heat, which he had directed with Schwarzenegger.
That's a Walter Hill film?
Yeah. And yeah,
I've never
so-
seen that really. I've always wanted to see the communist Schwarzenegger.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's a good. Anyways, we're getting. Maybe we can do that another time too.
Yeah. Well, it's your pick next, Brian, so you could decide.
No, I already have my pick, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
So while he's also shooting up the joint, he's trying to save the singer, and then he.
And then the other poor patrons. I mean,
No.
I guess it's partially, like I said, it's not many people there. I don't know if the bartender was also behind it, but
Well, he was in
Eats
on it too because he shot the bartender.
yeah.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, I guess so. But he shot him on purpose. No, the bartender had a gun.
That's a human life, Vince.
Collateral damage.
We should do collateral damage with Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, then we'll do End of Days and Eraser next. that late
don't
'90s,
joke with me.
that late,
Not
that
opposed to
right
that.
pre-Governor Schwarzenegger films.
So yeah, when he shoots, he's shooting some goon, and he shoots too close to the singer and blinds her.
Yeah,
he
like the muzzle
accidentally
flash,
blinds
yeah.
her with.
So it's like right there when he shoots her. And it's, he's using my human prop.
And then there's blood. She's like,
Oh,
like
ah.
It was like it holds on it long enough where it looks like honest because it's not nice. It's not Hollywood where
No.
it's like quick and like oh no what happened. It's just like clumsy and rolling around.
Well, it's
and,
like if you cut out the slow-mo from this hour and 47-minute movie, it would probably be like an hour and 37 minutes.
yeah, there's
Not that I'm complaining
There's a
at
lot
all.
of slow mo.
It all looked
John
good.
Woo loves slow mo.
Well, yeah, because it looks good when he does, or at least when he does it. And then he starts. Okay, so after he blinds the woman and takes her to the hospital
accidentally.
he then starts watching over her after all those stitches have healed.
Because he's the killer. It's the archetypal. It's the killer with the code.
He's a killer
Yeah.
with a conscience.
Killer with conscience.
Kills conscience. And then she still plays music. She's now doing the Ray Charles thing.
Her blindness is. I mean, we'll talk about it. I guess we can talk about it more later. But it's inconsistent, I'd say.
Well, yeah, because first of all, her makeup is done very well, and she's still like very well put together.
Mm-hmm.
And so is her apartment. Not that I assume blind people are kind of living in squalor.
But she's still pretty new to the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
But it's made that she's not completely blind. She can make out. They say she can make out shapes. It's more like a blurriness.
yeah,
But later on, she can't tell that there's a new man in her apartment. Two people are holding guns in front of each other.
yeah.
But then later, but that's before she goes completely blind.
But she'll also grab anybody and be like, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Jeffrey? Jeffrey?
Yeah, but I think they like play that up for like the kind of comedy. Like that's not funny, but they did when this movie came out in the States first. They did mismarket it as an action comedy romance.
Oh
which
no,
is kind
that's
of,
not this at all. No.
well, because there's like that.
If
that
you
is-
like Gross Point Blank,
well, that is kind of a slapsticky moment with they're like holding the gun, like it's like
Yeah.
one of those like.
what's that? Just the humor not translating.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not landing.
This is the first time we're introduced later on when she gets to the hospital to the I call creepy detective.
Oh, Top Cop?
Yeah, Top Cop, who I don't know, he unsettled me the whole time, and not just because of his like New York Yankee suit.
Inspector
Sorry.
Yankee, Inspector Lee,
Yeah,
aka Dumbo.
Dumbo, yeah, because they had Disney names. Dumbo and Mickey Mouse. So he protects Jenny from being robbed and raped
from hooligans.
because scumbags, and she doesn't recognize him because she's blind or mostly blind.
Apparently, he had a hard time filming that scene because he doesn't like violence.
Who?
Choi Yun-fat. I mean, I guess he doesn't mind shooting like 100 guns,
because
but
that's more theatrical.
he didn't
and over the
want.
top.
He had a hard time, like, because John was like, "Yeah, hit them harder," and then he got him angry, and he finally did. And the stunt guys were like, "Oh, hold it," like, because he was hitting them too hard.
But yeah,
So-
it is more like realistic. Whereas again, his stuff is much more performance.
Yeah.
and, like Squid.
But I just find it funny. He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like violence, but you're okay with shooting like 120
Hundreds,
people."
hundreds.
That's
The body count in
that's
this
movie
movie-
magic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found that kind of funny.
No, this is good.
He's got a code. Like a killer with a code. He's an actor with a conscience.
I suppose.
Actors with lines.
So he protects her and then offers to take her back to her apartment in a super creepy way. Where he's like, "I'm here for you now. You never have to worry.
It definitely
Oh.
sounds like the.
I've been watching you sing."
Yeah, it sounds like the stalker who's crafted a reality.
Yeah. And
It sounds like her speech he gives her.
he takes her home to her home, and he invites himself in because he's like, "Is it okay if I leave?" And she's like, "Yes." And then the window was open and a cat.
But then she got spooked by that, so he was like, "All right." He's playing the protector. He's not. Well, he's the killer. He's not the protector.
No.
He's the killer.
Yeah,
but
different.
he's protecting her.
Yeah, from
Okay.
being killed by a cat.
The cat, which in I was reading in Chinese culture is a bad omen for like poverty. Like say like a cat like comes in your
Breaks in your
house or
house.
whatever, and that's not yours. it's like it's sign that you're gonna be poor or like have some misfortune happen to you.
It's true because I saw cats, and when the cats break into the house, it's because they're robbing the place. So cats, you're gonna be poor because cats are gonna be robbing your house.
So don't go see Cats.
It's madness.
Did you guys see it?
I saw it.
Yeah. Was it that bad?
I brought a little thing of Jack Daniels in with me. It's fascinating. It's really fascinating. The Judi Dench terrifies me.
Maybe I'll see it at the dollar theater.
Yeah.
Whatever. Next time, guys, we'll do hot takes of Cats or something. Maybe not. What else happened?
Quentin Tarantino's Cats.
Oh, okay. So, so there's a deal about to go down for guns, right? And they meet on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that's where we first see the cop, right? We're
introduced to Inspector
Lee. Inspector Lee as undercover cop. And while the deal's
about Randy.
And Randy or Brandy. Brandy. As it's going down, a motorcycle cop just shows up and gets killed.
Like, hey, what are you guys doing? He's like, yeah, it's okay. It's just a reunion.
Yeah, we're friends, you see. And then there's a shootout and cop accusations fly. And then there's a shootout on the tram. They run to a tram.
In which the criminal takes a hostage.
Yeah.
The cop shoots the criminal, but then the one has a heart attack.
So he gets in shit.
That actually started people thought there was a real robbery
on the train.
Tram? And John Woo had to talk to the police inspector to let them to continue filming.
Oh shit!
That happened a few times, because they would just there were so many shootouts and guns. Yeah, using real guns, and it was so loud, and people were fucking scared.
Yeah, no fooling. No fucking fooling.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah. Because a lot of the local cops are John Woo fans already, so they're usually he wouldn't have a problem to continue shooting or just be yeah, we're gonna shoot.
How many films did he? Because this was his big breakout in the Western market. How many films had he done before this?
I guess a few. Because he did Last Hurrah for Chivalry. That was in the 70s, and so he was doing kung fu movies and stuff, and then I guess slowly transitioned to
action,
cop
market.
Yeah, in the 80s, because that's what was selling, and so I'm not sure exactly how many, but I know he was making movies in the 70s. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So John, so I can name John, but no, his name's
Jeff.
Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff.
Joffrey.
Gets one last, or asks for one last job. Or is given one last job?
Well, he takes it. He asks for a lot because money's not an option because there's no real details. But because he wants to pay for the surgery, for Jenny's eyes. Because the longer they wait, the less chance there is that they can restore them.
Yeah, which surprisingly plays into it later. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was just one of those things that it was a one-off.
Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue from this movie that was used in that RZA used on Raekwon's first album.
I thought you were going to say it was used in Ray.
No.
His blindness comes in handy.
Only built for Cuban links. Yeah, the whole there's all sorts of all the best dialogue from this movie is spread out throughout that album. Yeah.
I wish we can play some, but we can't. Probably not.
Don't want to get struck down with copyright infringements.
Yeah. So for that final job, he also is getting offered exploding head bullets, his favorites. There were some things that I don't know if it didn't translate properly because from its original Cantonese, but certain things exploding head bullets or there was something else. I wrote it down. It's this is the gift of friendship and good luck.
Yeah, well, apparently a lot of the dialogue when it was translated to English is completely wrong.
Didn't they? Yeah, okay.
Just
Well, I didn't feel like watching it subtitled. I had to write down this shit.
No, that's fine. I kind of like it with the stuff. I like the voices because I'm used to seeing it like that.
Yeah, that old school, the old school martial arts films. But
yeah,
it's charming.
So what happens? So he tells Jenny, "I gotta go because I got a job to do, and we'll come back in time. I'll be back in time for your surgery." And he goes to shoot this fat scumbag. What was his name?
Tony Wing.
Tony Wing. The name's Tony Wing.
Who was the partner of the man he previously killed, they said?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it went down.
Yeah.
And
we can talk about Chow Yun-Fat's guys.
I was just about to bring that up. Please, Ryan, go right for it.
He's got, and at first I was like, because they didn't not bad disguise. Because at first I didn't recognize him. I thought it was legitimately supposed to be someone with gray hair. So
Okay.
at first I was like, why did they hire another assassin? It's like just you took like a grease paint and makeup and just like streaked the hair, but not like rubbed it in to make it look natural, but just like random
there's just like
stripes
lines
in your hair
here, like.
and like the fakest fake mustache.
Also gray.
Also like weirdly lined gray. Everyone has those like big boxy suits
And sunglasses.
Yeah,
and
sunglasses. Aviator sunglasses.
And a bandana for his hand.
Well, yeah, that's because he was shooting A Better Tomorrow 2 at the exact same time.
Okay.
And he hurt himself on like on a gun,
okay,
like on a Uzi that he was using. So he came to set with that on, and then John Woo just said, "No, let's keep it in." Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like weird because before he has the scarf and then he has the bandana, and both of them help play into rescuing an injured female during the encounter. I thought it was a weird, almost like not one off from a running gag.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If he was wearing like a do-rag and a nun got shot at the end, like that's all that was missing for like the final, like the trifecta.
Right
it all comes together.
Yeah.
The
So he does shoot the guy. He does shoot
in the head, in the shoulder, and then in the back.
In the back, and he's like spinning around.
Yeah.
And that prompts a boat chase.
Yeah.
And views on how
he gave him the slip.
Jeff gave him the slip. Like they're on boats in water. It's there's no like alleyways or I don't even know why. I wouldn't know where you would lose somebody on a boat.
That was actually shot at the real annual Dragon boat race.
Yeah, because that's why I didn't say it took down a regatta, but it certainly did.
Yeah, and they actually shot that scene in two parts, and like one part months in advance because it's hard to get permits. And
sure.
So John Woo, on the pretense of directing a documentary about the annual boat race, went down there and shot with a small crew and and then they edited together other shots like the action stuff, right. And like with like people like dying because like, and they actually wanted like they're supposed to be during the chase, like some of the boats were supposed to flip over, but
I was expecting that. But
they were like the guys that own the boats thought it would be bad luck, so they're like, no, we don't want to do that. So
I think like the contributors, like the speedboats were supposed to flip over, or the people who were doing the rowing.
What? Say that again?
You said the boats were supposed to flip over. Like the speedboats were supposed to flip over, or the people doing the rowing?
I think probably doing the rowing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like what? Because they don't even know it's a film, so these documentary crews just knock over your boat.
Yeah, that does sound like bad luck. So after Jeff gives him the slip,
he finds out he's in shooter/machete.
Yeah,
he's hired to do a job,
and somebody else is there to do the job on him.
Mm-hmm.
And this little girl kind of makes a face, and he knows to check his sunglasses for a reflection of a sniper lens.
Yeah, which in course then starts a wildfire fight, which causes a man to spontaneously combust at one point after getting shot.
No, okay, so I wrote that down.
Because he shoots a shack and it blows up. I'm like, okay, maybe there's some like propane in there or something.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
But like... He's fighting a man, he goes behind his sheet, he shoots him, and he just bursts in the flames.
I'm going to say
Aren't they the exploding tip bullets?
That's not how that works.
No, it's the sheets are so hot from the bullets flying through them that they catch fire.
Oh, of course.
Is that it?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, all right.
That's my theory behind it.
As a scientician?
Yeah. And during all this, the cops are in pursuit, but Jeff won't shoot top cop. And
well, he shoots everywhere around him.
Yeah, he gives him like a dance.
Yeah, dance. And also, the little girl gets shot. The girl who makes the face. So Jeff takes him to.
That was her in the credits, right? Girl who makes
the face, right? That's of course. I was watching. And Jeff takes her to the hospital, and that's where the detective is like, "Oh, maybe he's not such a bad guy after all. Mm-hmm. Maybe we're not so different, you and I." And when he gets to the hospital, he shoves that patient who's already in the bed.
Yeah, he gets to emergency. Yeah, it's like a dude like getting out and he had bandaged head, and it just like brushes him aside.
No,
There's
but
no one else there.
It seems like the guy was getting up already. And then they're just like, okay, here's the empty bed, but he's just like.
But like, there was not really any. It wasn't like a crowded ER.
No. Good healthcare.
And what was that? The name of that area of the hospital? Casualties.
Yeah,
It's like give me the casualties. What an odd name for like the emergency room.
It was in English too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even like a weird translation. That's just a different colloquialism.
Mm-hmm. And also, somehow, he manages to evade the cops again by getting the drop on them in, like, all the curtains of ER.
Well, then there's another standoff.
Yeah, another standoff, short standoff, where he causes the cops to drop their guns.
Like, why don't you put down the gun and let the doctors do their
work? He escapes by putting on, like, it's weird, because he puts on, like, a medical coat, like a lab coat, but he's running, so he's clearly running in the opposite direction, so he still stands out. But he gives them the slip by stealing their car keys because they foolishly
left the car ignition.
Which, they were in pursuit.
I don't know. As soon as you get into a building, I think you should be taking your car keys with you.
If you're chasing a killer.
Yes, even if you're chasing a killer.
It was a slight oversight. I mean, I thought, because I forgot that I knew he does something to the car, but I was like, oh, he's going to shoot the tires out or something.
Right.
Banana in the tailpipe.
A la Axel Foley.
Yeah. So Top Cop gets chewed out for it from his superior because he's not going to get a promotion. And then when he has to give a description to
this is amazing.
The description to the police artist to figure out what he looks like. He's like, well, he looks South Chinese. And he's full of passion.
And then he's reading the sides, like he's reading the character sheet of what this character is supposed to be.
He is heroic and like saying all this shit. It's just like, no, I asked you what he looked like.
But he's driven. He's got a dream. He's got a dream in his eyes.
Yeah, he's got a dream in his eyes. That was definitely one of them. I was like, that's not at all what I needed to know. I want to know if he's like round face or short.
And he's like gazing at like over like 3 dozen.
He looks determined without being ruthless. There's something heroic about him. He doesn't look like a killer. He comes across so calm. Acts like he has a dream. Eyes full of passion. It's like, what?
I can't draw that. I can't put that on paper. But somehow he still manages to draw all those pictures of him and Top
with at and without mustache.
And they all look the same, and it's just like there's like 20 pictures on this end. I'm just like, it's so
and
weird,
Top
like
sitting there like
to him or something.
Smugly smiling to himself, almost like he's watching
as if he drew them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's like nobody can capture that full of passion that I can. So.
That's my favorite. It's so weird. I want that transition like other things. Like someone's gonna ask me to describe somebody. Oh, I'm gonna use that.
Verbatim.
Oh, it's the worst.
So,
something heroic. What?
Okay, so how?
It's like all those things are true, but I mean.
Yeah, that's it. You don't describe me like that.
Then he calls up his buddy who sold him out.
Yeah.
And the reason his hires want him dead because he got followed, which I guess they had no trust in him. They were already tailing him.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
As soon as they saw a cop's gun, it's like, oh, rub him out.
Yeah. And then he calls up his best friend saying, "I want that money."
Yeah.
And the big boss was like, "Kill that guy."
Yeah.
Kill that killer.
Fucking kill you.
Or I'll kill you.
Which
That's
he doesn't.
why they call it the killer.
Which he doesn't.
No.
Because the next scene, he's trying to do the same thing again. Like, let me just give me the money.
Yeah, that's right. So how does it break down? So it meets him for the payout, and when Chow Yun opens the door on him, he draws a gun because he doesn't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You don't trust me, huh?
he's like, "Yeah, in our line of work, you shouldn't trust anybody." And then he puts down the gun to check the briefcase that's supposed to have the money, but there's no money, and Homeboy steals the gun from him. And there's no bullets, but then there is, what he said is like, always leave one bullet.
No, he had another gun in his holster.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, and then out of the corner of his eye, because obviously, okay, so the new boss is Tony Wang's nephew. So it's another Wang. I just forget what his name is.
It's a coup. He's basically organizing his own little coup.
Yeah. Hoi Wong.
Yeah, he's very like, I don't know, like Sean Penn, Reservoir Dogs.
And so yeah, then he just, instead of shooting him, he like whacks him with the gun, and then he shoots the other.
Yeah, all the rest of the
hitmen that are there to kill him.
Yeah. So he kills all the other goons and leaves his best friend alive. And
then that's where he says, he's like, "Did you really have one more bullet?" And he's like, "I always leave one for me or the other
Joker. I'm gonna shoot."
Yeah, for the poor guy that I'm gonna shoot. And then he's like, "Did you really have one bullet?" And then he like cocks the chamber, and the bullet comes out. And
that was pretty cool. That was
yes, I was. I'm sparing your life, you asshole. Even though you fucking betrayed me and double crossed me.
Yeah, that was a really intense scene. And like, I thought it translated well even through the translations. So the cops go to investigate the apartment with, corpses everywhere. What is it, 5 dead witnesses?
Yeah, that's it. Witnesses.
So suspects or witnesses.
Suspects or witnesses. Only
people
when they're dead.
Are already casualties.
They live in the future, man. And the top cop sees a cassette of Jenny and says to the other cops, like, "Hey, why don't you check around, show pictures of that full of passion man, see if they recognize him." And it turns out it's Chow Yun's apartment. And then top cop mimics him by like sliding back in the chair and
which I'm saying, like I guess they put the chair back to where it was because he slid back in the chair to fight the guy, to shoot the guy in the mirror.
Yeah.
But then it's the other way around, and he causes his partner Randy just fall on the body the same way.
Yeah.
Like just horrible evidence.
Yeah, which the body was still there. And,
yeah.
And also, were they really still using like chalk outlines in the early or late 90s?
Yeah.
Late 80s, I mean.
Yeah. Hey, it's Hong Kong. Who am I? Their ER was called Casualties.
Yeah. What about, who knows?
Who am I? Who am I? A simple North American Canadian. 2020. The future.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys. What else? So Jeff tells Jenny, "Hey, we got to go tonight." And then when he goes there, I wrote down Donald at first. Dumbo, or Top Cop, is already there waiting.
Well, he's figured out, like, there's probably, if he had sympathy for the girl from this shootout, maybe he has sympathy for this woman from the last one.
Yeah, and,
well, he goes to see her at the nightclub first.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
And that's where Jeffrey pulls the Jason Bourne. Where he sees him out the corner of his eye, he's standing there, and then someone passes by and he's gone.
That's always the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the best. Like, I was just watching you, and 2 people casually strolled. It wasn't like they were blocking up the entire way. So they meet up, and they're pointing guns at each other, and poor Jenny is like...
Oh, yeah, because he's like, all right, so he'll follow her. He's watching her at her apartment.
Yeah.
And then he gets the partner distracted. Top Cop's Randy's distracted.
Yeah, by
and then I guess Top Cop sneaks into her apartment.
Yeah, but she's okay with it.
Yeah, because she's not surprised or she's not like horrified that there's a man there. She's more like pleasantly amused.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, is this your friend?" And he's like, "Yeah." We grew up on the same street.
Yeah, and again, we see her POV at one point, so she has like a blurry outline. She can see, but there's two men clearly pointing guns inches from her.
Yeah, and they're like, kind of short on breath.
Jeffrey?
It's a little intense.
Jeffrey, is that you?
Oh yeah, it is. And yeah, they nickname each other Dumbo and Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, haha, is that what you really called each other?
And then they both dip on her.
Yeah.
They both like run, or Jeff runs away, and Top Cop gets chased.
Well, no, it's because the other cop, Randy, tries to come in through the balcony, and then the cat jumps on his shoulder
and
alerts, and then he's just like, oh, is there someone else here? Another friend. He's like, yeah, it's the janitor. And she's like, oh, I didn't know we had a janitor. He's like, oh, I'm mistaken, it's the gas guy.
Man. Yeah. No big deal.
It is like a weird improv scene, like, yeah.
And he's like passing the guy tea, and he's like, they're handing tea to each other.
Well, apparently none of the action sequences are storyboarded or anything, because John Woo didn't want anyone to steal his ideas. And so, he's like, he considered himself like an artist, a painter. So he was just like, I want to go with my mood and do things like how I feel like that day. Also, a lot of the dialogue, like in certain scenes, was just written that day or improvised.
It does feel like weird, like weak improv, like on her part.
Well, I mean, we don't know what they're saying.
But it is that thing of like, again, I don't know if it's just because even if it's the language and the cadence that they're talking. But the impression I pick up from that is that weird, like, just go with it.
But yeah, because like when they started filming this movie, they just had like an outline and the story of what the movie was going to be, and then they just kind of like made it, which is pretty awesome because it fucking turned out amazing. So
it was.
John Woo's a master. Like, but yeah.
Tell us how you really feel, Vince.
That is.
I know. So what's up? So after Jeff escapes again. The top cop comes clean to Jenny that he's a cop, and that Jeff was the one who shot her face off. Those are his words.
And that's where John Woo got the idea for Face Off.
That could probably be it. Face. And he asks Jenny to help him. Did we do Face Off too?
No, we didn't do Face
Off.
No,
not yet.
No? Okay.
No.
Not yet. No. We're going to get there.
We're working to it. We're working up to it.
We're going to get into a lot of, like, I see a whole theme park of John Travolta features we can do.
Or Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, well, we already started on Cage.
Yeah, we haven't done any Travoltas yet.
No. The Fanatic's coming. Don't worry about it.
Really ripping that
Staying Alive?
Saturday Night Fever, just like how weirdly dark it is.
Oh yeah, when he rapes that girl.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen Saturday Night Fever. Anyways.
Oh, spoilers. Spoilers from before you were born. Okay.
When's the what's the next one? Is that when he starts going after the mafioso?
Yeah, well, Big Boss pays off that killer to kill Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And the best friend begs forgiveness again from Big Boss. And somehow Jeff's already there.
Which is weird because the boss already threatened him, saying like, "Look, you go kill him. If not, I'm gonna kill you." But he doesn't. But he still inspires a lot of loyalty from his men.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he's like, "You're lucky you've worked for us for so long," and so.
That's true. All right, so he respects his elders at least.
But he's just like, just let me pay the money that I owe him. At least that. He's like, because there's gonna be trouble if we don't.
Yeah, he's gonna come John Wick us.
Which is weird because So Jeff asked for what, 1.5 million?
Yeah.
But later he's only going to get 100,000. They show the suit, but they show the briefcase.
Was it, or is that what they were going to give the guy?
Well, that's what I thought because the other killer asked for 100,000 up front in American transferred to his funds, and then another 200,000 upon completion. I mean, he's got a lot of goons and tracksuits to pay for.
He's got a lot of tracksuits to pay for.
Yeah, a lot of like white sweatsuits.
Bright white.
Yeah, it's a full invasion of Heaven's Gate at the end.
That's just to amplify the blood.
So somehow Jeff gets a drop on all these goons meeting in the parking garage, and he...
So many brown-green suits.
He kills a bunch of guys, and shoots off Big Boss's arm.
It looks like it, but it looks like just a piece of the card came off.
Yeah, because I was like,
but
his arm flew right off.
Blew his fucking arm off.
Yeah, you guys at home, go ahead and watch it and tell us what you think.
He is really lucky, this boss.
Yeah. You know what? He really is. With the amount of shit that happens to him.
Like, he still gets shot and hit, but, like, never a kill shot.
No.
A lot. Like, he gets, by the end of the movie, he has, like, a bandage around his head.
It's comical,
he's got a sling and, like, cuts all over his face. And... okay, what else? So the cops use Jenny to tell Jeff, meet him at the airport.
To lure him in,
Yeah. And then Chow Yun's like, I don't trust her. The only person I trust is you, best friend. Or,
because he saw him going to bat for him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're in a shitty situation, why not? It's a weird world we live in.
And, I thought it was cool that they actually filmed the next scene at an airport. Or at least it looked like it did.
Yeah.
Because, it's a...
Yeah, how do you organize all those people together?
Yeah.
His little disguise thing. Because sometimes, like, this is when he becomes the saint. Where it's like he distracts the cops by having his best friend dress up as him to distract them. But now he's, like, a weird, like, Chinese businessman with all these, like, acolytes around him.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, who were those people?
Oh, they were probably just there and he blended in.
But they were all bowing to him.
Oh.
They formed a circle around him and started bowing.
Oh.
And he escaped
through the
conveyor
and
belt.
he uses them to distract him because they think they're on the luggage carriers, but really they're on the conveyor belt.
This is what is it, Tom's Crown Affair?
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand that, but I mean it was cool. Like, a lot of misdirection. Even I got confused.
And then the cops and the new killer track the best friend.
Yeah.
Which causes another shootout in the parking lot where Brett... Oh, yeah, because Top Cop gets thrown off the case because the cops think, because of his constant fuck-ups... It's not that you're incompetent, because you're a god. We know you're a good cop who has instincts, but he's hot on the edge. But we think you're getting too sympathetic to this guy.
Yeah, that you're trying to help him.
But most likely based on that really weird description you gave of him. Where it sounds like you're in love with him.
Yeah, where you're writing a love letter. So the best friend escapes the hit squad and the cops, and one of the cops, Brandy, gets shot.
Well, it's Randy, yeah.
Is Randy?
It's Randy, yeah.
I wrote down Brandy.
But, Randy sees where he's going, because luckily the address is posted on the street sign down the road.
Yeah, so you know where you're going. And tells him you can look for him there.
Yeah, and gives it to Top Cop and dies.
Yep. And Top Cop's mad at Jeff. He's like, I promised him I would arrest you. But he wasn't responsible for his death.
Yeah, and best friend goes off. He's like, look, we're fucked. The cops know where we are. The mafiosos know where we are. In my nice palatial estate. Here, take all my guns. I'm going to try one last time, I guess, to go get your money. Is that at the
beach house?
Yeah, the beach house. He's like, I'm going to try one more time to get your money. But then we'll wait at the church.
Yeah, I'll meet you at the church.
Apparently they fired over 20,000 rounds.
Fuck, I believe it.
Ammo.
Yeah, and this is what...
And 40,000.
Just in the beach house?
At the 40,000 at the church.
Yeah, because Top Cop shows up and there's like the standoff, but then a sea of goons.
Yeah, endless waves.
In just white, like, track pants.
Oh, it's the best part.
The
cars roll up and they come out fucking rolling with their machine guns.
Yeah, it's almost, they're like hopping and jumping with AK-47s.
It's like those clown cars but filled with hitmen.
It is. It's like the end of Blues Brothers.
Yeah, and like putties flying when they get shot.
It is.
It's like I fly into a tree and like I bounced off a wall. I'll check that out later.
And and like the other killer, he's there sometimes, like he's hanging back.
Yeah, he appears
like he's the evil,
occasionally.
Yeah, like he's like the evil dojo master. But then he'll just come back at the end with like his grenade launcher. Like he's a character who's not a character. It's like the movie forgets about him occasionally.
Yeah. Chow Yun, by the way, is also dressed up in this like phenomenal white suit.
Yeah.
But because he's wearing a white suit and the goons are all wearing white suits, there was a second where Chow Yun stabbed the guy with a knife. And I was like, whoa, why did that goon turn on him?
Yeah, they're just full of blood frenzy. They're just killing each other at this point.
They can't even tell anymore.
Yeah, and like the cop's mad at them because he's like, you're a killer, and I don't even like the idea. It's like this weird narrative he's built into his head. Like, it's that stalker mentality he has for this man now.
Yeah.
Right? He's built a narrative of their relationship in his head, and now he's mad at how Fat's not like living up to his own expectations of him. We're not the same at all, and you're a killer. You play by the rules. You should stop killing people.
Yeah. What else? So the best friend tries to go to money again.
They had that weird bonding moment, Top Cop and Jeff.
Oh yeah, where he fixes that bullet wound of his and pours that.
Like Miller's
shotgun.
crossing him into a field, but the cop still has his own gun.
Yeah,
because he helps. Because they have a former truce of like, look, let's get the civilian out of here, Jenny.
Yeah.
But then then it's that weird. It's a weird bonding moment. But yeah, then best friend.
Yeah, best friend goes to get his money again
by the patented old technique of getting the shit kicked out of you.
Yep. Yeah, he'll break that guy's knuckles on his face.
But turns out he gives him a slip because his right hand does still work.
Who knew? And even though he shot Big Boss in a vest before, he oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention that Jeff is setting up like if I don't make it,
oh yeah,
make sure Jenny gets her eyes fixed.
Look, she can have my eyes, or make sure she gets all my money,
so she can fly overseas.
She can fly overseas, yeah.
So best friend gets the money and comes back to the church.
They tail him.
Yeah, and then an endless scene of goons. Best friend dies.
There's this really weird cutaway where it's Chow Yun and Top Cop, and they're having this like intimate thing of like maybe we're gonna be best friends forever. It's like almost like friend flirting. Cut to his friend getting just brutally beaten.
Yeah,
but it's really like not like artfully. It does not. It just seems like clumsily edited back and forth.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're now the new best friends.
Yeah, it just feels like he does. It feels like he's like weirdly cheating on him. So best friend catches a bullet or two. Yeah,
and he's like, Chow Yun, you gotta kill me. It's gotta be you. Give me that hero's death I need.
Yeah, and then like Top Cop's mad at him for being like he's like a weird moron.
Yeah,
where he's like, no, you can't be killing anybody anymore. He's like, I'm gonna take you out of here. I'm like,
I'm gonna arrest you.
It's like there's like 100 mafioso outside there, and you're gonna tell them they're a cop means nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what he tells him. So he mercy kills him.
Yeah.
And then shit goes ham.
Yeah, big shootout. It probably lasted like 8 or 9 minutes. Film time.
Doves flying everywhere.
Oh yeah, all of it
so
again.
Many
candles. People falling over from high things.
Ends on a standoff, which
Mexican standoff.
But it's like they have somehow the main guy gets Jenny. He survives somehow.
Yeah, after everything else.
Yeah.
He's just like, how good is your aim? And he's like, good. And he like he throws a
round of or belt of bullets.
Yeah, well, it's like a shotgun bullets. I don't know if they're exploding ones, but
he shoots him right underneath him, and he survives it. And this is already vest. Before like his. Let's say he changes his vest because like once you get one shot in bulletproof vest, it's ruined.
Yeah.
But like later on, we see it up, and it's like all like Doc Brown, like it's all over the place. I'm like, oh, I guess he changed it before the big fight. But after that, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, he's got a horseshoe up his ass.
Yeah, so he holds Jenny hostage,
and they hold lead assassin hostage. Like, you got your guy. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit about it. And shoots him.
Yeah, because villains.
Yeah.
Villains and villainry.
Mm-hmm. Like I hired him to do the job, and he's not doing the job, so fuck him.
Yeah, I'm not paying him. You're saving me money. And somehow in the shootout, Chow Yun gets shot in the eyes.
Yeah, he gets Halloween 2'd. He gets both his eyes shot out, and somehow the other dude still survives despite getting multiple shots.
Yeah, and he and Jenny are crawling blind to each other,
and they miss each other.
Yeah. Oh, and Jenny goes blind too. Like she's like, "Why is it all dark?"
She goes blind, and then they die not in each other's arms. He dies alone, face first in the dirt.
Yeah, and she's like behind him, going like, "Where are you?"
And then the cops show up, and the big bad tries to turn himself in. But then he just
like, please arrest me!
It's like a weird like Lethal Weapon 2. Lethal Weapon 1.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 1.
But yeah, he just walks up and shoots him in front of everybody, executes him.
Yeah, so of course Tall Cop's going to jail now.
Yeah, gets arrested and then credits.
The credits, yeah.
That's the movie.
Bad times for everybody. Jenny never gets that money.
Lars von Trier
she stays blind.
That cop's definitely going to jail.
Jail for life.
David Fincher's the killer.
Yeah.
Oh. So, and that was the killer.
Pretty great.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you said over 60,000 squibs or shells or whatever.
That's like Peckinpah era.
Yeah, well, he was definitely influenced by that, by the Wild Bunch.
Yeah, they were the Wild Bunch. And there was, certain shots too kind of remind me like a little bit like Michael Mann-ish.
Yeah, there was like the wet streets, the neon, the silhouetted on like the blue, like almost Roger Deakins-ish things. Again, like I've seen so many things that I don't know they were influenced by it, but I've seen so many films that I've taken from it that were inspired by it. So I'm not. It was a good movie. I'm gonna say it right now. I liked the movie, but it wasn't. It didn't leave much of an impression on me.
No,
because I've seen all the other things that have come since then.
But this is the OG.
But it's sort of been spoiled for me at that point. It's like I've already been spoiled by all the other stuff. Like I can respect it, but it doesn't have the same impact. Like nothing feels like your first time.
Yeah. Fair.
See, I've watched. I saw this probably in
the theaters.
No,
because you're old.
No, I think I first saw it.
This was around during the Carter administration.
Yeah,
he's an old man.
In like 2000, maybe 4 or 5, I saw it the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
even earlier, and I loved it.
Well, a lot of movie heads, especially action ones, they all have that like that John Woo. Like back before us, it was the people who like first got exposed to John Woo.
Yeah.
And then
like I thought there was still a corniness to it, but
100%. But it's you always get when something's like foreign, you always like kind of excuse corniness. Like you don't like when I see films like in Japanese, I don't know if the actors are good or bad.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know if it's good acting or bad acting because they're acting in both in a language and in a cadence and in a way that
and I'm only hearing the dubbing or half the time I'm hearing the dubbing.
Or even if it's sub, like I can't tell always.
Yeah.
Like it's a different, especially anything that involves humor. It's a different.
Yeah,
it's a different language. I can't say it any other way.
Wow, that final action scene took 36 days to shoot.
In that church?
Yeah. Well, it was shot at a remote building made to look like the church, while the exterior scene from Troy Yun Fat's apartment is a real church.
It looked like a Mexican church.
It did.
Like it reminded me like almost like that desert Mexican.
Yeah, it was weird like that.
Like I was reminded of the I said during it like Salem's Lot when it's like that Mexican, South American, like just maybe because of the dirt grounds outside and just like that really white stone, like that bare minimalism to it, all the candles.
Yeah, this movie almost didn't get made because Trey Hark, the producer, didn't like what John Woo had like how A Better Tomorrow did, and didn't like how John Woo did it. So like he shut down like almost like a bunch of his movie ideas that he had, and then this movie he wanted to like the producer wanted to re-edit it before it was coming out, but he didn't have time to do it because he was like, no one wants to see a movie like focused on the killer. He wanted to do it on the perspective of the cop and have less to do with the killer. Like but again, they didn't have time because they wanted to get it in the Taiwan Film Festival, and already 100 theaters had already agreed to like play it or whatever. So
then you gotta shit to the people.
And then he was so mad when the movie actually did well.
I guess he was late to the party because at that point, Western cinemas had already seen. Like this Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns kind of introduced the idea of the anti-hero.
Didn't go well. At first in Hong Kong, it didn't do well at all because there was something about the allusion to the Tiananmen Square massacre or whatever, and it was still pretty like fresh. But it did well, and American audiences loved it, and then eventually it did well back in China. But at first it didn't. So there's that.
Well, I'm happy it got made.
The cult classic.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it's so much violence.
I definitely see it as the precursor, like to
John Wick.
John Wick for sure. Like I was talking. I'm surprised Chow Yun-fat hasn't made an appearance yet. Like he feels like that kind of cameo to make in a film, like the classic. Like this is the archetype of the killer of the code.
Yeah.
Like the noble assassin.
Noble assassin. All right. So you guys want to add anything else to this, or should we rate it?
I rate it.
Rate it? Yeah.
Well, we already got mine.
Good.
It is good. It is a good film.
Good. Vince, you're also going good?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to round it out too with good, because ain't nothing bad about this. And while it was violent, it wasn't gory. So I don't think I can give it that ugly.
No, the most ugly is just thinking about the stuntman.
Yeah.
There's some shots you look at, you're like, ooh, like it's impressive.
I mean, there's a lot of blood in there, but there's nothing like, ugh, that's like...
No,
the most is Chow Yun at the end.
Yeah, when his eyes are...
Yeah, blown out.
That does look kind of gross.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have anything coming up you want to plug? Shameless plug time?
No, I'm good.
Same. Perfect. All right, so you guys can follow us on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure that's where you're watching this now.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah. We
Smash that.
We want to be millionaires and get all the money. So
can we just make this like the old school tape trading?
Smash that bell too.
People like tape trading episodes of this.
Tape trading?
Yeah, tape trading. Man.
On cassette.
So transfer it to VHS.
Yeah.
You gonna pay for that?
Yeah, sure.
You're paying, man. I'm into it. What is it? You can send us an email at GBU.
Fleshy Betamax?
GBU Podcast 514. I think that's it. It's either GBU Podcast or GBU Podcast 514.
It's GBU Podcast.
Yeah. Whatever. Just do everything through
Look, if you're
YouTube,
watching this,
Facebook.
you most likely know us. So
Yeah.
just like, questions to ask.
Yeah. If you want to be a guest or got an idea, hate mail, all of it. We're not going to read it. So yeah, do it up.
Do it to it.
All right. Night.